Devil's Den is a boulder-strewn hill on the south end of Houck's Ridge at Gettysburg battlefield, used by artillery and sharpshooters on the second day of the 1863 Battle of Gettysburg during the American Civil War. A tourist attraction since the Memorial Association era, several boulders are worn from foot traffic, and the site includes numerous cannon, memorials, and walkways, including a bridge spanning 2 boulders. Devil's Den was formed with Little Round Top, to the east-northeast, and Big Round Top, southwest, by periglacial frost wedging of the igneous landform formed 200 million years ago when a diabase sill intruded through the Triassic Gettysburg Plain. The feature acquired its foreboding name prior to the 1863 battle. Throughout the mid-19th century, local residents believed that the crevices between the boulders were home to a large snake. The size of the reptile varied between accounts, but reports ranged from 8 feet, 2.4 meters, to as large as 15 feet, 4.6 meters. The snake became known as the Devil, and thus the area he was believed to inhabit became known as the Devil's Den. Some soldiers' accounts used the name Devil's Cave, and a depression on a boulder that collects water resembles a flying horned bat. On July 2, 1863, Smith's Union Battery, with 6 Napoleon smoothbores, used the hill to counter fire on Confederate artillery prior to McLaws' assault at 5:30 p.m. Against Hood's assault that started at 4 p.m., Devil's Den was defended by Birney's 1st Division as the far left position from the Peach Orchard salient of the 3 Corps. The hill was captured when the 1st Texas Regiment, having pressed forward to the crest of the hill and driven the enemy from his battery. And Anderson's Confederates used the hill for the first attack on the wheat field. From near the slaughter pen, the 40th New York Volunteer Infantry Regiment forced the 2nd and 17th Georgia Regiments of Benning's Brigade to retreat to Devil's Den. Confederate sharpshooters were stationed between the rocks to fire upon Union soldiers at Little Round Top, among their victims being General Stephen H. Weed and Lieutenant Charles E. Hazlitt. Hazlitt's guns counter-fired upon them, and many were killed from the concussion of air. The 124th New York Monument with Ellis statue was dedicated near Devil's Den in 1884. Postbellum avenues were constructed to Devil's Den, such as Sickles Avenue from the west, Crawford Avenue in 1895, north, and Warren Avenue across Plum Run, east. From 1894 to 1916, the Gettysburg Electric Railway operated on a curve crossing Plum Run, Rock Creek, around the south base of the hill, with the Tipton Station providing Devil's Den services. In 1916, a Devil's Den boulder was used as a Satterlee Hospital memorial at Philadelphia's Clark Park. The nearby 1933 Comfort Station was demolished in 2009, and its access bridge over Plum Run remains to the east. In 1952, ROTC students conducted a mock battle at the site, and the Devil's Den Access Committee was formed in 1988. The site's ID tablet was designated a historic district, contributing structure in 2004. And the Devil's Den Barricade is structure WA35 on the Gettysburg National Military Parks list of classified structures. Devil's Den is not on the National Park Auto Tour, but can be reached by turning south from Wheatfield Road onto Crawford Avenue. The auto tour is then rejoined at Ayers Avenue. Some parking is available at the Devil's Den, but the area's popularity often results in crowds. During the second day of fighting in the Battle of Gettysburg, one of the worst in the Civil War, Colonel Robert E. Lee had decided to go against the advice of his second-in-command, James Longstreet, and launched an attack on the Union. His stubbornness resulted in a staggering 35,000 deaths over the next 2 days, reaching a crescendo at Devil's Den, a formation of rocks smack in the middle of Gettysburg battlefield. Beginning on July 1, 1863, the Battle of Gettysburg resulted in more losses of life on American soil than any other time in history. The majority of those deaths took place on Gettysburg battlefield, where Devil's Den rests. Along with massive rock formations known as Big Round Top and Little Round Top, they are the highest points found on the battlefield. Opposing forces would often station sharpshooters at these points to stave off incoming troops. One such instance saw the deaths of Union General Stephen H. Weed and Lieutenant Charles E. Hazlitt when a Confederate sniper shot them from afar. Longstreet continued to protest Lee's plans of attack, but it was no use. The colonel was stubborn to a fault, and his actions ultimately cost him the war. Launching a bombardment of over 150 Confederate guns, the Union again outflanked them. Using stone walls as cover, the Union opened fire on the rebels. Soon, regiments from Ohio, New York, and Vermont joined the Union in their attack. Lee's troops found themselves boxed in from every angle, resulting in the annihilation of more than half of the Confederate Army. Many locals and paranormal investigators agree that Gettysburg battlefield is home to more supernatural occurrences than almost anywhere else in the city. Visitors will often experience their cameras or cell phones glitching out when trying to take a picture. The same is said for paranormal investigators when attempting to conduct research. Their equipment will simply cease to function. There are several reports of ghostly apparitions appearing right in front of tourists, hauntings at Devil's Den, but as soon as they try to snag a photo, their devices will flicker and die. Well preserved throughout the years, Devil's Den remains a top tourist attraction. Its stunning rock formations have long been a point of interest, garnering attention from people of all walks of life.